Hey there, it's Ryan White here for High Point Music's online video tutorial. So what we're going to cover in today's tutorial, it really is a tune that needs no introduction. We are going to have a look at the famous Smells Like Teen Spirit by the rock group from the 90s, Nirvana. So with this one, I'm just going to take you through a really nice introductory starter lessons on Smells Like Teen Spirit. This lesson is targeted at beginner to intermediate players. So we're going to go through, look at the parts, look at some of the techniques that are involved in this one, and get you playing along and rocking out with this song. Also, keep in mind that Lewis from the gear review side of things is going to be doing a really cool tutorial coming up soon on how to pull some of those Kurt Cobain sounds just using some basic pedals. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for that one. Alright, so let's drop this intro and then we'll get started on today's lesson. Alright, cool. So the first part we're going to start breaking down is the introduction riff, which is so famous from the start of the song. So that's this one here. So as I mentioned in the intro, we're just going to do a nice simple breakdown of this targeted at beginner to intermediates. Let's jump on the fretboard and get you guys playing through these parts. So the first chord that we're going to need to play this one is a power chord. So that's our F5 voicing right here. So that starts off with our first finger on the first fret in the E string, followed by our third finger on the third fret on the A string, and then directly underneath that on the D string we've got our fourth finger. So that's our chord there with those three fingers there, and we're targeting 1, 2, 3, the top three strings. And then with our strumming on this one, we're going to go down, down, up. So just like that, down, down, up. So once more, 3, 4, down, down, up. So what we're going to look at now after this is I'm going to take you all through a basic muting technique which we can use in this arrangement. So from the beginning, I want to play these chords and then I want to lay my hand flat, and this is the muting technique we're going to look at to get that sound through there. So we go 1, 2, 3, lay our hand flat so we're not pushing the strings in and getting that sort of sound. We're just laying it so we're getting all the strings are nice and dead. Okay, we're trying to just mute the strings, make them as dead as possible so you don't actually require a lot of pressure to pull this one off. So putting that together, we just go down, down, up on the F5, lay our fingers flat. And again, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you notice on my strumming with this one, I'm going down, up with the pick. Alright, so after we've got that technique together, we're going to jump in and have a look at the next chord. So we've got a B5 power chord, which is just the F5 chord moved down a string. So we've got our first finger on the B flat there, first fret on the A string, our third finger then goes on the third fret on the D string for the F note, and then we've got our fourth finger on the B flat on the G string there. So those three strings. So putting together what we've got so far with the muting technique, we've got down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, B flat 5, 1, 2. And again, down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so it's really important with this one just to take your time, particularly because this lesson is targeted at beginner to intermediate players. We want to make sure that we're just getting our fingers in the right positions and then getting used to, I should say, to making that muting transition with our left hand. So it's going to take a little bit of practice just to get the pressure right with our left hand, but just take your time, and it's really important to allow yourself plenty of space and plenty of rest time to actually set up for each technique as we go. Don't feel like you have to just smash this out straight away. It's completely normal, and it's going to work really well with building these motor skills if you just take your time and set up from each transition, from the chord to the muting technique to the chord. So accuracy above all else. All right, so moving on to the next bit, we've got the F5, the muting technique, to the B flat. All we're doing now, which is really, really simple once we've got that down, is we're just going to move that up a few frets. So I'll show you how that works. So we've just started out going F5, down, up, muted, B flat 5. Then we're just moving it up a minor third to the 4th fret here, where we go A flat, down, up. Same muting technique, and then we drop that down to a D flat 5 here. All we're doing with these voicings is our first finger on the 4th fret on the E string, 3rd finger goes on the 6th fret on the A string, and then our 4th finger directly below on the D string there. That's the A flat. And again, we're targeting those 3 strings there, and then all we're doing after we've done the muting, down, up, is drop it down a 4th, or up a 4th I should say, if we're transposing pitch-wise, and then we've got the D flat there, A flat there, D flat octave there, and then we've got our D flat 5 working really well there. So all we've got to do now to put that together is just start on the F5 nice and slowly, down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, B flat 5, move it up a minor third from the F, down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the D flat, 1, 2, and just repeat, down, down, up, B flat 5, down, up. So there we have it, that's our introduction riff. Let's jump into the verse parts now, which are going to be really, really simple and really, really easy for you out there to get your head around and start playing this one along with the track. So with the fretboard, all I want you to do is take your first finger and place it in the 1st fret where we are covering the B string and the E string. Okay? Just like that. So 1st fret, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so what we've got going on with the phrase structure here is we've simply just got a 2-bar phrase with these 2 notes, 8th notes starting on the 2nd beat of bar 1. So quite simply, as I was counting it out, all you have to do is just go 1, 2 and 3, 4, rest, 2, or let it sustain I should say, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all that's going on there. As long as you get those 2 notes, start with the first one starting on beat 2 of bar 1, it's going to sit in really well and work exactly with the track. Alright, so that brings us to the pre-chorus section next. So what we've got going on here is we're still using the same 2 notes, but we're just going to have a look at the rhythm. So one way I think is really useful to help remember parts like this is to actually give each note a number. So particularly when you're starting out and you're not used to sort of taking in phrases or learning stuff by ear that naturally, or being able to sight read, for example, just numbering the notes in the phrase helps you keep a handle on things a bit better. So let's jump on the fretboard and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so with this next phrase for the pre-chorus, before we break it down, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I like to do there, as I was saying, is because we've got 10 notes in total, is to split that up into 2 groups. So we're going to start with the first group as a group of 6 and the second group as a group of 4. So what we're doing, coming in on the fretboard, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So really, a really good tip about this one is that all the notes are even with that one. So we've just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So just keep those first 6 nice and even when you're playing it. And then on the fretboard for the next 4, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 8th notes there. We go 1 and 2 and. Just like that. So 1 and 2 and, or 1, 2, 3, 4 if we're numbering it like we were before. So to put that together nice and slow, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it. If you just follow that system there, particularly if you're starting out, and just do it at your own pace. So what I mean by that is slowing the rhythms down to a level or a tempo in which you're really comfortable to play those with. And then once you're getting a handle on that and you're really comfortable where every note falls, then you can speed it up at your own pace and get it up to this level of the speed, I should say, of the track. But really important, just follow those that system there of just 6 and 4, and then you shouldn't have any issues at all getting that up to speed. Alright, so that brings us to the chorus section now. So what we've got here is quite simply, we don't have to learn anything. We've already covered it in the introduction. We've just got the riff. However, we're going to take this opportunity to fast forward to the end of the chorus and look at this part here. Alright, so break this one down nice and steady for you all. We're just starting off with our F5 power chord that we covered in the introduction. So all we're doing is just going 1, 2, on like that, just 1, 2, and then hitting the open E string with our first finger taken away. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just like that. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all we've done for 5, 6 is move that F sharp, or the F power chord I should say, up to an F sharp there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's the first 6 notes, and then we're doing a bend on the 3rd fret on the B flat on the G string there. So really steady for you all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So notice how I'm hitting the bend and then sort of digging, leaning into it. So it starts off the pitch raising slowly at the end and then speeds up as the further it goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then the next part of that we go, after the bend, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, just like we did in the first part. But then we just go up to the 6th fret, keeping it really, really simple. We're just going to use single notes and go 1, 2 on the 6th fret, and then 3, 4 on the 4th fret to the 3rd fret. So that's 1, 2 on the 6th, 3 on the 4th fret, 4th note on the 3rd fret there. So putting the whole thing together with the second part now. Alright, so there we have it there. That will be probably the trickiest part of the tune, I would assume, for you beginner intermediate players out there. But just take your time, like I said before, with all the other parts. Just learn each step individually and then you can connect them together. And before you know it, just by focusing on accuracy and not getting too caught up in speed straight away, you're going to have the tune sounding really, really good and getting those parts together. So there we have it. There's a really cool little basic introduction to a nice simple way to play Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit. So this is a really fun track to get your hands around, particularly when you're starting out, because it is such an iconic tune. So if you all out there have enjoyed today's content, hit those like, subscribe and share buttons. We really, really appreciate people getting behind what we're doing. Subscribe to the channel and sharing it around. Also with this one, don't forget to keep an eye out for the video that Lewis has got coming on how to pull all those Nirvana sounds just using some basic pedals. So that's going to be a really great resource for you all, particularly if you're getting started. If you'd like to ask a question, you can send an email to learn@highpointmusic. We're more than happy to look at those as time permits and then potentially feature those in future online tutorials for you all. Also, if you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you can send us a donation via the PayPal donate function in the description, just whatever value you feel the content is worth to you. And lastly, if you'd like to get my help personally, the best way to do that is to book a one-on-one tailored program with yours truly, where I assess your challenges and your situation online and then do up a tailored video program for you for 8 weeks for you to follow and get from where you are to where you want to be in the shortest possible time. So practice hard, have a heap of fun with this one. It was a great deal of fun putting this one together for you all, and I really look forward to catching you all in future videos.